Hey guys, hope your day is going good. So today I'm going to continue showing you how to use reusable React components, and I'm going to be doing a responsive navbar, right? So I'm going to be recreating the video I did here. I want to make your navbar responsive, but this time I'm going to use React components. And if you look at this, let me show you how it looks like. So as you can see, this is the nav at the top, so and it's also sticky, right? I have this book now wiggling left and right. I showed you how to do that in that video, how to make a navbar responsive. And if you bring it down to the phone view, zoom in, right? It's the same thing. So let me show you the code. So this is what I have here. This is the navbar. So I made the links dynamic, so just in case I wanted to change or add another one, so I can just change and say something like maybe media, right? Just adding media, it automatically updates that. See that right there, right? So I don't have to code it again. So I made it that way. And let me take this out, save it. So here's the code. We're still using styled components. I'm going to show you how to make styled components responsive, and how to add keyframes to your styled components, make it animate, right? Okay, let's begin. Hey guys, so I'm going to keep using the same app that I made last time when I was making the reusable slider components, right? So as you can see, horizontal slider, right? So I want to make let's cd into, no, I'm going to do it from here actually. So I'm going to make a new file, right? I'm going to call it NavBar.js. Now that is saved, and I'm very sure I already installed styled components from before. Yes, right here. Okay, so I'll import React from React, right? And now do export default function navbar, right? And it's supposed to return, just return a div that just says navbar. Save that. Let's do cd into YouTube. CMS. Then I'll just do npm start. Let me make sure that's what's displaying on my app.js. Oh, this is what's displayed before. This was the horizontal slider. Let's go and comment out the scroll function here, right? Then comment this out, then comment that out. No need for use effects actually, so I'll remove that. Then I'm going to remove this one here. I know it might make my code look a bit messy, but I'm just saving that for later, just in case I want to improve the code. So now let's go do navbar, right? Call that there, save it. Right now I'm going to do npm start. Oh, sorry, I need to cd into app. Yes. So npm start. Okay, so it works. Let's go back in here and let's write our code. So let's import styled, exactly, from styled components, and let's see. Okay, audio is good. So What's the next step? Let's create styled components. The first one I'll make is the nav components. So I'll do styled dot div dot attributes. Give it a class name nav. I like giving my components or my elements class names to describe what they are, even though I don't get to use them. Just in case I need to use it. So the first thing we did was, let me go back to the old app. So I remember. So this is the NavBar here. So I'm going to do split screens. I'm going to open this one. Okay. Yeah. So it's going to have it have a max width of 100%. I gave it a padding of 7 pixels top and bottom, and 15 pixels left and right. Okay, made the position fixed so that it stays at the top of the browser of the page, right? And I did left position 0, right position 0. Then top 0. Then save that. Then I'm going to give it so we can see it, right? So bottom, one pixels, solid, black. Save that. And then we go to our next one, which is the logo. Right, call it logo equals to styled components, div, still attributes, and then use a class name logo. Then we'll just say, give it font size. I'll get to the font family later. So font size 1.5 of the roots, and text align center. Oh, what's that? Okay. Let me actually copy and paste it. So text align center, Ctrl Z. So font weight bold, border is 1 pixel solid back, or just 50%. Padding at top and bottom is 0, and left and right is 5 pixels. Then I made it float to the left. Then now the next one component is the nav links. Right, so I say styled is equals to div dot attributes, class name, nav links, right, and then so I made a component or props, sorry, called display links, so we can give or any kind of display. So display none, so anytime we get back to the phone view, it doesn't display. And when we are back to full screen size greater than 800, make it flex. I made that optional to be able to change the kind of display, right? So make the align text center, then justify content space evenly, give it this font family. So let me remove that for now. Then font weight bold, font size 1.2 rem, height 100%, and float to the right. Okay. And let's go down to now the nav links. So the H link, right? So the link. So the child of nav links. Meaning what I'm trying to say is this, right? Each individual links. So service, about us, contact, book now. But I made book now separate because I would like to animate that. So I'll do attributes, class name, link, then what did I do? So this is what I did. I gave it a transition property. Well, let me do this first. So on hover, that's how you do it. So you do and then on hover. So when you hover on it, you get this black and black background, and it transitions, the color transitions to white, right? This effect. So let's go here. Do background color. Let's see. Then do color white. Save that. Then we'll now say give it a transition property, right? On the background color. So anytime it's changing into the background color, let's give it 0.3 seconds ease in. Right, then the next thing is to do color 0.2 seconds with a 1 second delay, easing out. Right, just like change, and I made the padding 5 pixels to the top and bottom, and 20 pixels to the left and right. Okay, then we save that. I think so far it looks good. So now let's do the menu. Menu, styled components, div, attributes, do class name, menu. So that's the this. When you go to the phone view, this right here, that's the menu. I click on this and you see the navigation. Okay, so let's copy and paste that. Ctrl Z, Ctrl V, then made it 40 pixels of width. Display is optional, so usually at first it's going to be none, then it goes to display block so we can see it. So flex direction is column, cursor pointer, and it flows to the right. So it's a column, so it arranges the links in the column like this, right under it. And that's it for now. Then we'll do the bars that you see. There's 3 bars right here, right? So I'll do styled dot div dot attributes, give it a class name bar, copy that, paste it, save. No. Template the true. Then we'll copy and paste this. Right, so we're going to do the width is 25 pixels, the height is 4 pixels, background color is black, the radius is 20 pixels, so you can have this rounded edges. How it looks like. Let me see, can I zoom in more? Yes. How it looks rounded at the edges. Okay. Make that 10 pixels, make the margins at the top of each bar 5 pixels, so it has a space between them. And then transition is 4 seconds. Sorry, 0.4 seconds. So how it animates into an X, right? Like that. Okay. And I want to create the keyframes yet. So let's do. Now the next element is the animate, right? So this book now, I made it a component that animates. So if you want to animate your text in your link, you can add that into your code. Like here, where is it? Okay. Yeah. So I'll do const animate. So styled components or styled, yeah. Div.attributes. Going to give this class name animates. Paste it, and then let's do this. The padding. Let's create it. So we paste that there. So this is padding. 5 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. So color is red. That's background color, right? The color of the text actually is red. Transform 50 to 0. This for the wiggle effect. Cursor pointer, probes, wiggle. This is the animation, right? So maybe just remove that for now, and then remove this for now. Actually, so you just see just this. Okay. If you want to understand more about how I made the animations, you can watch my video here. So you get more detailed. I want to understand how I use styled components. I use that in my horizontal slider video. Let me change the name so I don't get confused of the title. Let's go in here, go into the index.html. Oh, this is the app. Let's go here. I'm going to YouTube, right? So index.html, make that responsive navbar. Okay. So let's save that, go back to navbar here. Let's see, are we done? So I've done animate. Did I create the bars? Yes, I did, right? So let's see if we can see this. Let's see what we're bringing out. Okay. So this is what it should return. So go to nav, right? And the nav, we have the logo, right? Logo. Then we also have the nav links, all right? Then we also in the links, we're going to list. Let's just do actual lists, right? So I'll just say home. I repeat that for Ctrl Z. All right. So in there, we would have, let's say, the last element is the animate element, right? And then we just have that to be, let's say, book now, right? And then outside the links, the next element will have the menu, and then it would have bar, right? Save that. Let's see how that will look. Come here. Okay, so we have our logo, we have our links right there. Okay, so let's say so menu is displayed none, so I'll just do menu here. So it's called display menu. That's the name of the prop. Come down here, display menu. So I'll just say this block, right? Save. So you see it's right there, but then let's remove this one here. So I'll say display links, right? I'll say none. So this is how it looks like, the menu right there on the right. And then if you want to make this display none, and then I'll just remove this one here, save it, the links. Okay, so now this is the end of making the basics of our style components. So I'm going to go into making the links more dynamic, and then going into the responsiveness of the navbar. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do here is make sure our navbar accepts the links prop and animate prop, right? So save that there. So I'm just going to assign them to new values, so it makes more sense. I'll just say nav links equals to links, and if there's none, just make it an empty array. And then we do const animate texts, so just say animate. If there's none, just make it empty. Then I did this. That's for the rotation of the menu bar. Okay, let's just focus on making this more dynamic, the links, right? So now I'll do const list links, so equals to nav links map, dot map, nav links dot map. Then we're going to map link, then the index, then it's going to be let's see, actually it wasn't even any of those. So it's li, right? So I'm going to have nav link, the nav link components, right? So in each of them, we just have an anchor tag, right? Then we'll make this template literal. So this is just going to have the pound sign, and then it's going to just make it the link, right? So if it's home, it's just going to be pound sign home, pound sign about. Okay. Then I just give it class names too. So at least I know what I'm looking at. So link, and I just made it the index of the link. So index +1, right? So it's going to be link 1, link 2, link 3, and then I'm going to do style the components. No style component, style. So make sure that it doesn't have the natural behavior of an anchor tag. So just make the text decoration none. And then what's next? I did color, of course. Color inherits, right? Yeah, okay. Then that's the end of the tag. Now what happened here? Okay. Then we'll do link. What's this? So as to display the link in the list of links, then we would now add that here. List of links, right? Save, and then we'll just have this to be animate text. So we're going to, let's see here. Okay, I think that looks good so far. So let's test what we've just done. Okay, go to app.js, then say links equals to an array of links, and I'll just do home. It's supposed to be like this. Yes. Curly brackets around it. So home, about, let me see exactly what I used from last time. Let's see. Let's go down here. Okay, the services about us, contact us. Right? So I'll just do Ctrl-Z, Ctrl-V. Right? Then I made the next element animate. So let's animate book now. Right? Then let's save this and let's come back here. Oh, okay. Let me remove the behavior of the list, the original behavior of how list behaves. So I'll just do link list. Where's the list? Oh, this is what I just wrote right now. No, then this one here. Right. So style list style none. All right. Okay. So style list style none. save that. What's the arrow? I didn't take the last curly bracket. Save that again. Boom. See? And we have our animation. It's not transitioning like this one here. Let's make this back to. See, it's not as smooth. It's just coming aggressively. So let's see what will happen there. Right here. Okay, so background color, these in, these out. Let's go back to the top here. This is for nav link, right? These in, these out. Alright, add that. Let's see something here. Okay. Okay. Bring it to the top. Maybe that'll make a difference. Right, save that. Let's see. No, didn't make any difference. Oh, I see the arrow right there. The S. I didn't put second. So let's do this. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so far so good. So where's the next step? Let's make it responsive. Okay, so let's go to the top. Let's see how we do that. Let's even give it the style, the font style. So I import this from Google. Ctrl-Z, let's type that. Okay, Google Fonts. If you go back to the video of responsive navbar, you'd see how I got that. So I made it parent, which is nav, right? So that can be accessible by everyone. So I'm just do Ctrl-Z. Font family here is going to be water brush, and then let's do indie flower. That's for the links. Save that, and let me see how that looks. Okay, as you can see, it's looking exactly the same. Okay, so now let's make it responsive. So what we need to make responsive is the links, right? And I want to do that. First dot components. All I have to do is just do adds media, right? Then I'm just saying the max width. So this will work for any width lower than 800 pixels, right? To display none, so you don't see it. And then, okay, so then when you see it, so this is a condition, right? So I did this here. So the props, the callback function, props, arrow function, props, so arrow, yeah, it's an arrow function. So props to rotate. So I'm looking at this prop to rotate. If this is true, it changed the style of the nav link. So meaning when this just 100%, it's 150. So when when you click on the menu bar and it rotates to an X, it shows this, right? Okay. So we would say if rotate is true, right? Let me zoom in actually. Hopefully you can see. Okay. So if rotate is true, then what we're supposed to do is give it at media. So that's same length. Right, the template is literal. Right. Just actually do it like this. Like this. Do it like this. And then close the template literal right there. Okay, so media, same thing here. Max width 800. Just to make sure it does that at that width. Right? You're going to say, let's copy and paste this one here. Ctrl Z, Ctrl V, go to display flex direction column, position absolutes from the top 100 pixels to the right 20 pixels, and text align center. Okay. Then let's go into now our link, right? So when it's at that screen size, something is wrong. Let's see, why is this wrong? Erase this. This type of visuals for this one here, and this type of visuals for this one in here. What's going on? Okay, this will show this one, and this should be for the one outside it. Okay. Yeah, this be an else statement. So actually, instead of having an else statement, I would just do if that is true, right? I'll do undone, save. Will that work? Yeah, it works, and everything is fine. So the condition is if this is correct, or if it's true, rotate is true, right? It's going to run this. So I used the AND operation instead of using an if else statement, right? So, and that is because I don't want to when I have an if else statement. So if this isn't true, I have an else statement like I did here, right? Just an empty string, but I feel like this is more logical having the AND operator here. Okay. So where are we? Then the last thing is the link. We're just going to give it padding at that screen size, and then we'll make media. No, Ctrl Z. We'll make media. Sorry, media menu display block. Okay, and that's it for now. Save it. So let's see if that works. Let's come in here. Okay, I think there's an issue here with the links. Pattern is 20 pixels for the link. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, what I did was I just removed space evenly. Let's save that. Let's see how that looks like. So it looks like this. This was how it looked like before. I just removed space evenly and just made this ready to put a semicolon here. That's what happened, and it looks like this. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's see how, if I go to the font view or font size, it should be a menu bar. It should just show the links. Okay, let's see. Boom, right there, like that. Then go back again to it. Show you see it. You don't see it when you go back to font view and you see the menu. Okay, so let's then go into animating the menu so you can see it. When you click on the button, you see it and you see the menu or the links below it. Okay, so that'll be in the next video. Okay guys, this is going to be the final stage. We're getting into the animation part of things. So we're going to go to the top here. Let's see, was I going to download keyframes? Yeah, I did that from start components. But we want okay, let's start with animating the menu, right? So when you click on it, it turns into an X like this here. Let's do this one like this, right? So we will do that first by going to the bars first. Then what I did here was I just gave it first of all, what I did was create 3 variables in here, down here, and I'm going to do variable rotate. Yeah, sorry, there already. So rotate bar 1, rotate bar 2, rotate bar 3, right? Those are the variables. Then I want them to be equals to Ctrl Z and do this equals to so they're all going to be equal to, let's say, rotate, right? Rotate is going to be a use state that changes between false and true. Okay, so let's go to the top here and import use state from React. So just a use state, right? Then we'll come down here, create the hook, rotate. So rotate, then we're going to say set rotate. Then the initial state is going to be false. Okay, right? So that's what I did. And then the next thing I was going to do, let's go down here. So let's go to menu. So I'm going to erase this, right? So I'm going to make an on click event list now. So what's happening here? Okay, let me make sure that I'm recording. Okay, that's good. So callback function is going to be setting the rotation between, toggle the rotation between true and false. Just call this current, like current states, right? There's another callback function in there, and it's just going to toggle current, right? So if this is true, click on this, makes it false. If it is false, it makes it true. Okay, and then I'm just going to do here style and inline styling, right? And I'm going to do rotation bar 1. So when that is true, I think I prefer to do this, right? Because there's an else, yeah, I don't have else statements, right? So I'll just do bar 1. So do transform, right? Transform. Then I'm going to rotate this. No, I don't want all that. Ctrl Z. Then I'm going to rotate this. No, I need to add that. Okay. Ctrl Z, Ctrl V. So go to rotate it the 45 degrees the other direction. Then it's going to be 5 pixels on the X axis, 5 pixels X axis, and 7.5 on the Y. Okay, so this is an issue here. What's the issue? This should look just right. If I save it towards the arrow. Unexpected token, comma. 146. Where is the comma? That's how it should look like. Bars though. Okay, rotate, and if that is true, give me one moment. Okay, so I would just leave it the way it was, right? If it's not broken, don't fix it or don't change it, right? Okay, so transform. So let's see if this is the issue, right? So let's create another one, right? So if that's wrong, I feel like there's still an issue here. Okay, let's see if this changes. So let's go to the transform. Okay, hold on. So it rotates. I see why that's the issue now. Okay, so this shouldn't be like that. It's supposed to be like this. Closing that. Then remove this one. Then make this the and operator, and we should be good. Yes. It's an extra parentheses, right? Is that what they're called? The curly brackets. Okay, so style, rotation. So this is the middle bar, right? So this shouldn't actually rotate. It will just go invisible, right? So I'll just reduce the opacity. Yeah, right. So rotation, if it's correct, opacity is 0, else it's 100%. Then this one here, that rotates. Let's copy and paste that. So style. So that's correct. Let me remove the display none. Change that to non-operation, like that. So let's see. Okay, this should be good now. Right. Okay. So it's the same thing I did in my last video, or in the video about responsive navbar. So let's see, do we need to change anything in the menu? Let's go back to the menu. And no, about the bars, yeah, the transition time for the bars is already there, right? So transition is 0.4 seconds. Okay, margin top. Okay, let's save it and test it. So this time I will just do, but we don't need to do that anymore. Just go back here. What's happening? Okay, use the code defined but never used, but we should see this. Yeah. Even though I've made this before, I'm still going to run into errors. Okay, what's the issue? Give me 1 second, please. Okay, so as I said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I was trying to use the and operator so I don't have to write else statements. But the issue is if the style shouldn't be empty, right? So I just went back to having it like this. If this exists, rotate it. If not, no transformation. Of opacity is 0. This is true. Opacity is 0, and then if it's not 100%, and so forth. So let's save that, and you can see it's working. Let's go back to F12 and let's see if it rotates nicely. Can you see that? It's rotating. Okay. So now the next step is let's see. I think I'm supposed to be seeing, yeah, I'm supposed to also pass in the rotate function here. No, the rotate prop. Sorry. So pass in the rotate prop, right? So that it shows the nav links because we said up here. Where is it? See, my props is this. I should display this. Okay. So refresh the page. Oh, can you see that? So bring this down a bit. See? Why is the gap so much at the top? Let's see why. So we have nav links. Let's see the nav link itself. Okay, I think we did top 501. Let's make this like just 100. Right? Okay, so it can be a bit closer. Like that. 90. Let's see how that is. Hold on, if I did 0, let's see what happens. Does it still change? Yes, it does. Okay, so just do 20 pixels from the top. Make it down a little bit more. 30. Make it down a little bit more. I don't know. Let's see. 40. Okay, that looks just fine. Exactly. Right? So do that again. It works just nice. And let's see let me remove the border here. Right, save that. You don't have to see that anymore. Right. Okay, so now let's animate the book now. Okay. So what I will just do here from styled components, if you want to add animations to your styled components, you need to import keyframes from styled components, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go all the way down to animation. First animation, and just before it, I'm going to define a wiggle keyframe. And how was it done again? Let's see. Yes, so just say wiggle, do keyframes, right? Then I'm just going to do 50, stuff on 50, then transform. Or transform. Transform. Translate. X. 10 pixels. Rotate. 5 degrees. 0, 100%. Where's 100%? Yeah. Okay, then we're just gonna do the same thing but the opposite direction. So this is what happens in the middle of the frame. This happens at the beginning and the end of the frame. So negative, then we save that. So now we come down to our animates right here, right? So we're just gonna do animation while we're taking in the prop wiggle, right? Props wiggle, right? If that is correct, then just add wiggle to it. If not, no animation. Then we do 6 seconds, infinite, right? And that should be everything, hopefully. So save that. Then let's go back to animates here and we'll just do wiggle, right? Save. And as you can see, it's moving left and right. And you come down to phone view, open it up, it's moving left and right. And then what else do we need to do? So if I don't want this to be true anymore, I can just remove this wiggle, save, right? See, it's not moving anymore. Can put it back, right? Save. You can create another kind of keyframe animation and pass it, right? And just make that true. But I specifically did for wiggle. And that's it, folks. We have done a responsive sticky navbar, or responsive navbar. No, responsive fixed navbar. Yes. Okay, let's do this to make sure. So I'm just going go back to the old app that we wrote before. Just copy and paste this one into our YouTube app. Right here. And then see if it's fixed to the top. Okay. So do this. Yes, you can see still at the top, right? And that's it. Let me know what you think about this, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments below. I'll respond to you. Thank you and have a beautiful day.